Hey, what's up? This is future Carlos talking here. Spoiler alert, you're not actually seeing this video when it was actually supposed to be released. The reason is because this video, for some reason, the file was just so big that it took forever for it to actually download and save and for me to upload it to YouTube. And today, as the recording on this video, this part of the video, it's 6th of May. Okay, so let me give you a rundown. April 20th did start, and we hit the ground running. I mean, it's been crazy since then. Then if you didn't really know, Holloman Air Force Base had an F-16 crash. So right now we are literally in the middle of this course, but it's paused. So we're waiting for it to unpause, which should hopefully be next week sometime. We're not really for sure, just kind of depends on when they pick up the airplane, but the packing list has already been done. The questions that I have in the future in this video, they're still relevant. I still want to know your advice and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm a little late uploading this. I finally have a small break because of the pause in the course. But that is what's going on. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about that airplane crash. Did you guys hear about it? But anyways, that's what's going on.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a little bit different. I am going to a fire team leaders course, and I'm going to be packing for that. Now, I've done a packing video before in the past, you know, your basic video of what you need to go to the range and kind of get a good training day going on. If you want to check that video out, I'll link that below, and if you watch this entire video at the end, I'll also post that video at the end of this video. But that is just basics on what you need for the range type of thing, right? Today, we're gonna be packing for an extensive, I say extensive, it's longer than a couple hours out on the range. It's gonna be a 14-day course, no breaks. So dot one actually starts tomorrow. It'll be Saturday, April 20th. It's gonna be Monday by the time you guys see this. Well, I'll have already started, but this is what I'm packing for. And I do have some questions for you guys, the experts. So whenever I ask those questions, if you could just help me out in the comments down below. I have some basic questions and different opinions that I want from you guys. Well, like any good military course, there's a packing list, so let's go over that packing list. I'm just gonna go top to bottom. If it's one of those things that's kind of, you know, a given or very small or minute, we're just gonna pass it off to the side. For example, my common access card, my military ID, obviously that kind of lives in my wallet. I can't even get on base without that. So stuff like that, which is on the packing list, I'm not gonna show you guys that, right? Very first thing on here is a water source. Now, a couple days ago, I was out and about for a few hours doing some different military things, right? We're doing some kind of exercise, and I ran out of water in about 30 minutes, and we were outside for about 3 to 4 hours. That was rough, which is also why I had this huge, massive sunburn. We were out in the sun for 3 or 4 hours straight with gear on, and let me tell you what, it sucks so bad if you run out of water that fast. So I have a necessity, which is a water source, right? So I went out and I bought this bad boy right here. I got the Yeti 1-gallon jug, and I'm cool with just getting the jug of water out there and all that kind of stuff, but we're gonna be out in the sun, and in New Mexico right now, it's blistering hot, but it's crazy because the high so far has only been like 87, 88 degrees, nothing crazy. But because the air is so dry, it's a completely different ballgame to Texas. So in Texas, when the wind blows, the wind is hot. Everything is just hot. It's humid, it's hot outside, it's hot inside, it's hot in the shade, it's just hot everywhere. But here in New Mexico, it's only hot in the sun. If you get up underneath some shade and wind starts blowing, it can actually get kind of chilly pretty quick. So being out in the sun, I just know that water is just going to turn into hot water. Now, I generally don't mind drinking hot water or even warm water. It doesn't bother me, but there's an excuse now. So I have this guy. Here's my water source. Next up are gloves. Now, I have a couple of pair of gloves. I have shooting gloves that I actually keep in my shooting bag or my range bag just in case I forget my gloves or for whatever reason. And then I have these gloves. These gloves are on a carabiner. They stay on me. I put them on my belt loop just like this, so I look like a janitor without the keys, but with the gloves instead. These guys are your basic 511, I think they're called the Salters gloves. I don't know. It's not the rope glove. These are like the $25 gloves, the cheapest ones they have, I think. And honestly, I've gone through a lot of gloves. I've gone through Oakley's, Wiley X's. I've gone through Mechanics. I've done a lot of stuff with different brands of gloves. And 511s, for starters, are the cheapest. They are the thinnest and the lightest, and they actually don't tear, rip, break, or anything on you. I've had Oakley's tear on me. This is actually my third pair. My first pair I ran through like Drano, but those are now my shooting gloves. I was able to just cut the fingers off because when you charge guns a lot with the charging handle, it does start to kind of wear and tear a little hole in the little pointer finger part right there. Those are my shooting gloves now. Then I had my first pair of tan ones. Those actually got stolen, and then I have these now. So they actually, and I've been using since my first pair of gloves. I mean, it's been years. So I mean, we'll call it 5 years because I was at Lackland for 5 years. So in 5 years, I used 3 pair of gloves. One was stolen, and one I still use as my shooting gloves. I mean, these things are kind of indestructible. I love them. I've yet to come across a pair of gloves that are thin like this, protective like this, that just don't tear my skin apart whenever, because I mean in the military we don't have the nice fancy charging handles. We have the cheapo of the cheapo, you know, so those things will tear you up pretty good. These things have worked great. So gloves, got it. Story time over. Common access card, like I said, that's going to stay in my wallet. Can't even get on base without that thing, so no big deal. Note-taking material, that's going to be in my range bag. Pen/pencil, 2 of them. Here's one, I got another one in there. Let me go get that note-taking material before I forget. I am technically going to be taking my range bag as well, so I'll probably just put it back in there. But hang on, I'll be right back. Let me go get my range bag. All right, here we go, range bag. And for my range bag, I'm also using that 511 range bag too. I guess you can say I'm a 511 fanboy. Honestly, the cost to quality ratio is just unheard of. These things are not that expensive at all. They work. It's a no-brainer. All right, here is my note-taking material with a pen. Actually, look at that. I'm already prepared. So I got my pen there. So that's 2 pens. This is an EDC pen. This I keep on me 24/7, so that'll actually be in my pocket. Let's see, what is next? Personal items, phone, wallet, keys, things like that. Gonna have that on me. And then a TAC SOP, Tactical Standard Operating Procedures. We're gonna get that issued to us on .1, and that actually needs to be required on your person at all times. So, oh, and also these things that I just listed, this is on a specific list of what needs to be on my person at all times. One thing that is on my person at all times is not on this list, not till we get further down the list, is a flashlight. I actually use this little O-light here. I love O-lights, man. O-lights, same thing as 511. They're cheap, but great quality. I don't know how they can afford to make something so... This was like 25 bucks. It's battery powered, has a reverse clip on it so I can put it as a headlamp if I need to. It's crazy. Okay, plate carrier with level 4 plates. So I had a little dilemma with this thing, okay? We have a vest issued to us, MSV, and I used it the other day whenever I was doing the SRT assessment, and it's absolute garbage. It's garbage. The only thing I like about it is that the sides are sleek. I mean, they are almost non-existent. But it's so long in the torso, it's just, I mean, I did a video on it. It hasn't come out yet, and I don't know if it will come out. I'm just not a fan. So after a lot of deliberation and a lot of looking at things and the other gear that I'm gonna need with this, I've decided I'm gonna go with Old Faithful back here. I don't know if you guys can see that. They both have their pros and cons. So the MSV, it's just very long. Don't like it. It's the very long torso. Then whenever you put your range belt on, mags start kind of clipping up a little bit into that, and it starts hitting things, and it's just a weird feeling. But a great thing is that, like I said, the sides are very, very low profile, and the magazine pouches are pretty much flat until you put a magazine in it. I mean, it's just so streamlined, it's crazy. I did want to get a JPC, a Cry Precision JPC 2.0, but the lead time for an order right now is 3 to 4 months. And I kind of need it like ASAP. So I wasn't able to get the JPC. I'm still probably gonna get one, but this is where I need your guys' help. What vest would you recommend that can hold gear, that's comfortable, that's lightweight? Obviously, I know the plates add weight to it, but without plates, the JPC is like 1.2 pounds. Okay, it's crazy light. Lightweight, but then still very sleek, very minimalist, and looks good. I gotta look good. I mean, everybody's gotta look good in their gear, right? So what vest do you recommend? Like I said, I'm 100% on board with Cry Precision JPC 2.0. The one with the built-in mag pouches, the ones in the front. But is there another vest that I don't know about, that I should know about? I also don't want it very long in the torso. I like it very short because I do also wear that range belt as well. So let me know in the comments down below what vest you're wearing and what vest you would recommend. If money wasn't an issue, what vest would you be running? So this is my old faithful right here. You've got 3 mag pouches right here. You've got a 4th one on either side. So that's 5 mag pouches already built into this entire thing. Then on the cummerbunds, you have 2 mag pouches here on the right hand side. And then on the left side of the cummerbund, you have another 2 built in. And all this is built in. So you have a total of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mag pouches. This guy, just so you're aware, this guy's gonna actually be coming off. This is what I had. Before I was into range belts, I just needed 1 pouch for a, at the time, M9, but now I'm running a range belt, so I don't need that. So I'm trying to use one of these pouches as a radio pouch, and then my 3 up in the front, and then I have 1 mag in my weapon. Then that'll be my 4 magazines, right? My 120 rounds. Now, if I need to do a combat loadout for whatever reason, which is 6 magazines, I'm gonna have 1 in the gun, 3 here, and then my last 2 magazines will actually be on my range belt themselves. So that's kind of how I'm running this. But this is Old Faithful right here. I'll show you what she looks like. Another thing I don't like about the MSV is that it's not Velcro, it's actual buckles. So you need to get to a certain weight and then stay that weight your entire life, the entirety of actually using that vest. I just realized that my mic was not here. One thing that I do not like about the MSV is that right here it's all Velcro, but on the MSV it's a buckle. So basically you need to get to a certain weight, and then whenever you get to this weight, you must maintain that weight. You must not gain 2 pounds or lose 2 pounds, because then the whole fitting's going to be off. Where obviously with Velcro, you just kind of cinch it down. And, you know, if you lose 2 pounds or if you gain 2 pounds, it's not going to punish you for that. And this right here is the vest I'm going with. Like I said, this little pouch right here, this is actually going to be, that's going to be taken off. Maybe I'll use it for a flashlight because I do have this little guy, but we'll get to that in a second. This guy's going to be taken off. I still have, I mean, there's my belly button. So you can see how this vest kind of fits me. It's absolutely amazing. So I love it. And it's lightweight. I mean, with the plates, I think technically it's still lighter than the MSV. So there's that. All right, next up is going to be helmet, and I've got this guy right here. This is Old Faithful Combat Arms patch, YouTube patch because I like YouTube, and Texas because we got to represent Texas. This, like I said, this is Old Faithful. This is my very first actual sniper helmet, so this thing is kind of near and dear to my heart. I kind of keep it streamlined. I don't run nods, so I don't need any kind of counterweight or anything like that. We're getting these nods now. Well, they're not really nods, I guess, but they run on the front of your weapon, so you can still utilize your sight, not lose a zero, still look through it, makes your gun super heavy, but now you can kind of streamline this process. But this is what helmet I'm gonna be running right here. All right, next up is going to be belt with M18 holster. this is the belt that I'm using. This is a 511 belt yet again. This is the Maverick range belt. So this one ran, I think it was like 140, 150-ish. So again, not a lot of money at all. S-Tac pouches, I got a double pistol pouch and then 2 single mag pouches right here. I have the Safariland drop down holster. I don't have a holster on it right now because I switched between the M18, Glock 19, and then of course all the different Glocks basically use. I mean, I use Glock 19, Glock 19X, then I have a holster for a Glock 43X, the M18, and technically an M9, but we don't really shoot M9 anymore, so that's why that's not on there right now, because the M18 holster that I actually use is in my bag from work. I love this setup. It's a very rigid belt, as you can see. I mean, it holds the IFAK just fine. I mean, everything, it just stays in place. The inner belt is very comfortable and the Velcro is very strong. I've been using it now for about 2 years, and Velcro still it just works. There's obvious wear and tear on it, but it works. So there is my range belt. The only thing I'm gonna add to this is I'm gonna get a new IFAK. I don't like this IFAK. I want one of those IFAKs that mounts to the back, but then you can actually pull out the contents and bring it around to the front and undo the bag. This one is not really like that. So if you have a recommendation on IFAKs that I should be running, again, if money was not a factor, what IFAK would you be running if you don't already run it? And what IFAK are you currently running? So I want to switch this IFAK out to one of those, a thinner one, more minimalist one, that type of thing, not as bulky. And then the only thing I'm going to add on here, which I'm probably going to do it here in a second actually with you guys, because now that I have my range bag on me, it's in here, but I want to put a Leatherman right here. I have a Leatherman Mutt. I don't know if I want to go with Leatherman Mutt or a different Leatherman, but you can let me know in the comments down below, because I'll still be able to, I'll have access to all this stuff and I'll be able to switch things as the training day is over. So let me know in the comments down below, what Leatherman should I go with? We'll go over the Leathermans that I'm gonna be running here in a second, but I definitely want a Leatherman here, front and center, just for easy access. All right, next up is gonna be handcuffs with key. This guy right here. Luckily, this is extremely streamlined, low profile. I'm not gonna put this on my range belt because when I go to the range, I'm trying to actually do range things and not arrest people or handcuff people. So what I'm probably gonna end up doing is putting this on my vest somewhere, right hand side in the front. Just strong hands, kind of where I like to keep things that I'm going to need on a regular. Handcuff key, just your basic handcuff and handcuff key. Nothing major. Flashlight. So again, EDC, I got my little pocket O light right here. This is only like 300 lumens, I believe, something like that. So it's nothing crazy, but it's great for, you know, checking chambers of a weapon, make sure they're cleared out, checking any kind of parts that may have fallen on the floor. I've done that with you guys before. But for something a little bit bigger, I do have a Streamlight. I don't even know what kind of Streamlight this is. It was issued. Streamlight Scorpion HL. And this thing is, dude, it's bright. This will light up an entire room. So that's this guy right here. Uses 123 batteries. I hate 123 batteries, but this is what it uses. You double tap and you get a strobe, and you can momentary or you can constant on, whatever you want. This thing's pretty cool. It doesn't come with a pouch, so I just found a random pouch, this guy right here. So maybe this goes on my gear. Maybe instead of taking off that M18 pouch on my gear, I just kind of slide this guy in there. But that fits okay. So big boy flashlight. M4 ammo pouches, check. M18 ammo pouch, check. Radio pouch, I don't know. This is the radio pouch I was issued. This thing is about the size of a brick on a house. This is so obnoxiously bulky, huge, ugly. Just, I feel like there's a better way to mount a radio to your body. At this point, I'm putting this thing in my pocket. I'm putting the radio in my pocket. This is not going on gear. That's stupid. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm not gonna be one of those cops where it's just like I look like Batman with the freaking utility belt and I got all this stuff to just ruin my back even more than it's already ruined, and then to just not use it. That's not gonna happen. So, with the million pouches that I got on Old Faithful back there, we are going to be trying to stuff a radio in one of those pouches. Worst case scenario, I get a radio clip hanging on the molly, call it a day. Worst case scenario, the thing's going on, it's just gonna be hanging on my belt. It's gonna be hanging off of a pocket, for real. I'm not doing that. I need to take it just because it's on the packing list, but I'm not gonna use it. So let me go get it. Okay, next up, IFAK. We already talked about the IFAK on the back of my range belt. Ear and eye protection. So Ear Pro, I'm running the Walkers right now. These guys, nothing fancy. They come with a little headset. I got them somewhere. Got this little headset here. You attach it to the side, boom. Next thing you know, you have comms with other similar headsets. I like these guys. They run off AAA batteries, so the batteries are easy to find. They're nice and cheap. And this thing just works. Got the American flag on there and a positive flag. So I am a positive. Just in case my head falls off, you can identify what I need with my headset. I do want to try to find, instead of an American flag, I want to find a Texas flag. So if you guys know where I can buy a little mini Texas flag, let me know. 511 is not the place because it's just not, and neither is Amazon. But it looks like it's 1 inch by 2 inches, 1 inch by 1.5 inches, something like that. I would love a mini Texas flag that is actually, yeah, Texas flag that I can put on here. So let me know. iPro. iPro is near and dear to my heart. I had an incident one time. Luckily, I was wearing iPro the way I should have been wearing it. It ended up being Oakley's I was wearing. And to this day, I swear up and down, Oakley's saved my eyesight. So that's what I run every day. I mean, if I wore regular eyeglasses, it'd be Oakley's. So I've got these guys right here. These are actually the ones that saved me. I don't know if the camera can pick it up or not, but this thing had a piece of brass from a 249 kick up right into my face, hit me square in the eyes, and I'm A-okay. The lens popped out, I was able to pop it back in, and it's been good ever since. So these guys are for sunny days, because these things are dark. And they're prism lenses too, which is cool. You can see through the water when you go fishing. It's pretty awesome. And then for the daytime, or for the nighttime / indoors, this was a PCS present to myself. And they're just they look like a mini M2.0, and they are just absolutely I mean, they look good, they feel good, I look good in them, just everything about these are amazing. So there's my iPro. And so that's what I'm running for Ear Pro and iPro. And if you're wondering with those Walker headsets, if I run them with my helmet, I sure do. So basically in the middle of my helmet right here, you have this like little head, like top of the head pad right there. It's all Velcro. I just take this out. I put this in place of where my headset is. My range bag is very organized. Everything has its place. I take this little head piece pad out, put it where my Ear Pro goes, and then that gives me enough room to actually wear my helmet correctly with that Ear Pro on there. So that's what I do. It's not all Gucci-fied, it's not all sexy, and it's not, you know, like what everyone's wearing with the Peltors and, you know, clipped on and all that kind of stuff. Ruck / backpack. I'm confused by this. I have actual rucks, but I also have backpacks. Those are two totally different things. So I don't know what I'm supposed to take. So I'm probably gonna end up taking both of them. I don't know if we're gonna be, if they haven't told me anything. I don't know if we're rucking or not. Obviously if we're rucking, I'm gonna bring a ruck, but if we're not rucking, I'm gonna bring a backpack. But at the same time, I wanna take something big enough to where all this gear that I need can be in there. Because I have my Pelican case and I have my range bag. Pelican case will be shooting things, but as you'll see here in a second, we need more than just shooting things. Then I'm gonna need my beret, got that, no big deal, it's gonna be in my pocket. And I need a patrol / tactical OCP cap, basically this guy right here. Then moving on, we're going to need an additional uniform top, bottom, additional shirt, socks, and underwear. So basically what I walk in with on day one is my uniform, and then I need an additional, basically uniform. Given the what do you call it? The nature of this course, it's probably gonna be OCP's combat shirts 24/7. And then the last required weapon items: M4A1, rail-mounted flashlights, weapon sling, PAC-15, M68 CCO, and an M18. So while we are actually going to LPVOs, they still want us to use 68s because reasons. Okay, inclement weather gear. Good call, let me get that. A watch, boop. Chapstick, I need to go get chapstick. Multi-tool, I have that on me. So part of my EDC is a Leatherman mutt. So I don't know if I want another Leatherman mutt on my range belt. But let's talk about it now that we're on here. If you're not familiar with the Leatherman mutt, let me get one. This is a Leatherman mutt. And the reason why this is so cool is because it's actually supposed to be for ARs, AR-15, AR platforms, things like that. You have 2 long screwdrivers, 2 short screwdrivers. You have your normal pliers. It's very heavy duty. It's not spring loaded though, so when it's closed, it stays closed. As you can see, when I open it, it stays open. That's kind of annoying. It does have a brass scraper on there, so you can actually clean your bolt, clean different parts of your weapon system without actually scratching it. It's got a cleaning rod attachment right here. You can unscrew this and then actually use cleaning rods that are used for 5.56 or 223 barrels or things. Then it's also got a screw underneath, so whenever you do get your hands on some cleaning rods, like let's say you're even trying to clean your M18, you can screw a little eyelet on the back of that for the barrel and then use this as like a T-handle, right? Then it's also got this hammer on the end. I don't know if you can actually see that. Come on, please focus. There we go. A little hammer there, but then this little hook, everybody see that little hook right there? Boop, this guy right here. This is actually used for instances whenever you have a triple feed. So if you have a triple feed, basically you have a round caught on top of the bolt, the charging handle's in the way, and it won't actually let the charging handle go all the way forward, and then you have 2 different rounds trying to go into the chamber at the same time. This allows you to actually grab the bolt in the front, the bolt face, pull it back, so then one, it releases that double feed, and then it also allows you to lock the bolt back to the rear to where the charging handle can then work independently, and then you can actually free out that 3rd round that would be causing it as a triple feed. So that's actually what this is designed to do. I carry, not this specific one, but I carry one on me 24/7 anyways. That's a Leatherman mutt. Also not a massive deal, but it also comes with a front sight tool for your AR-15 iron sights. So there's that. Now, I was issued at the same time this guy here, this Leatherman. Now with me trying to figure out what Leatherman or multi-tool I want on my range belt, I figured I'm gonna need something that can actually pertain to a AR-15 the best. I mean, obviously M18, you can kind of use your hands for the most part. So I'm wondering, do I use this Leatherman or do I just go with what I already know? Now, if I stick with a mutt, I have this. I've got this guy right here. So this is a Leatherman mutt inside of a Kydex holster. Whenever I'm wearing this on my everyday, it goes to my, what is that? 4 o'clock-ish, 4 o'clock position on my belt. Here's my Leatherman mutt. This one's Old Faithful. This is the first one I've ever been issued, and it's been through some stuff, and we're well acquainted. But with the way this Kydex holster is set up is I can just stick this in the front like that, and I have it, and I have the same one. So do I do that? And then whenever I take this belt off, put it back on my hip? Or do I put a dedicated multi-tool on my range belt itself? You know, so I'm not entirely sure how I want to go about that, but I guess I have 2 questions for you. One, which Leatherman do I go with? Do I go with Leatherman mutt or do I go with the Leatherman, which one is this? The Leatherman OHT. This one is spring loaded, which I like. They're both great quality, both have your screwdrivers and your knives and things like that. This mutt does have more tools on there. It actually does have some, what's it called? The little T, the T things like T26 or T25, whatever the number is. Has that, which is perfect for underneath. I feel like I'm talking myself into the Leatherman mutt. I tell you what, let me know what Leatherman you're running or what multi-tool you're running. And if money wasn't a factor, what would you be running? Because I'm also trying to keep this as streamlined and as little as possible. There's my Leatherman there. Technically, I'll have all these with me because I have it in my range bag. This is gonna always be on my hip. But let me know in the comments down below, what would you be running? All right. Let me go get the sunscreen. And that kind of reminds me, you can see how seriously dry this place is when chapstick is on your required items. Oh look, it's my range card for Camp Bolus. How exciting. Yeah, so that's crazy, huh? I need to go get some chapstick. Let's see, flashlight, I can kind of, oh, I have another flashlight in my range bag. I got a tourniquet in my range bag. Sharpies, all that good stuff. Navigation aids. Look guys, about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I sold my Apple Watch. For some reason, I don't know what happened, but I absolutely started missing the very first G-Shock my dad ever bought me. So I was like, well, I mean, I was wearing Apple Watches since the 5 or 6 came out, all the way to the Apple Watch Ultra, upgraded every year that did that thing. I was that guy. And I was like, well, let me get some money. I could buy some ammo or some guns. And I'm gonna get a G-Shock. Well, I got my G-Shock. But now, man, if you are familiar with that Apple Watch, you can put grid coordinates into an Apple Watch. This is when I need the Apple Watch. So unfortunately, I do not have anything Garmin. I don't have anything Apple Watch. I don't have anything like that. So I'm just gonna have to do good old land nav. So that's kind of sad that navigation aids are allowed in this course. Maybe they'll give us daggers. I know how to work a dagger, but we'll see. Map and compass don't really run out of batteries. Daggers do. Okay, snacks, duh. Hydration supplements. Okay, cool, got it. So the only thing I need to go get is inclement weather gear and chapstick. Let me go get that. So this rain suit's pretty cool. It goes over your current pants. And then this is just like a jacket type of thing. Very thin, rain gear. I don't think it's gonna get cold, but let me double check the cold weatherness we got going on. This is gonna go in my range box actually. Let me go ahead and do that. So let's go over this list real quick just to make sure we got everything. Water source, check. Gloves, check. ID card, check. Note-taking material, check. Pen/pencil, 2 of those, check. Personal items, phone, wallet, keys, check. Tactical standard operating procedures, that'll be issued tomorrow, Saturday, April 20th. Then we need plate carrier with level 4 plates, check. Helmet, check. Belt with M18 holster, check. Handcuffs with key. I know I have it right here somewhere. Oh, it's camouflage, couldn't see it. Check. This I think is gonna go on my vest the more I think about it. Flashlight, check. Ammo pouches, check for M4. Ammo pouches for M18, check. Radio pouch, check, even though this is garbage in every way, shape, and form. I mean, it's even, like, cut this. Oh, God. IFAK, check. Ear and eye pro, check. Ruck/backpack. Let me make sure my ruck is empty. Oh, beautiful, it's empty. Oh, badass, dude, I got a new pillow. I'll bring a backpack too, just in case. I mean, I can go get like a little, I'm pretty sure I have a JanSport just laying around somewhere. Just throw a backpack in the ruck, be like, look, I got both, what do you want? Beret, check. OCP hat, check. I'll get Old Faithful. I'll put Old Faithful in there. Let's see. Then I'm gonna need additional uniform. Okay, so the uniforms are a big deal. So I'm just gonna need 2 of everything really because I'm gonna walk in with one and then have the additional one and I'll throw that in there. So additional top, additional bottom, additional shirt. So tomorrow probably won't be an OCP day. Tomorrow probably won't be an OCP day, but I'll have OCPs on me just in case. I'll put an extra OCP on my damn Pelican. So extra everything. Basically what I'm wearing, and then I need a whole other set of what I'm wearing. That's easy. Then the rest of that is going to be weapon related. I'm gonna pack all this stuff up, and then I'm gonna show you guys the finished product of everything and how it looks and all that good stuff. Again, help me in the comments down below. What vests are you running? What multi-tools are you running? What is your setup type of thing? I mean, I know everybody's different. Every course is different. Course requirements are gonna be different. But honestly, what I'm bringing here, besides the extra uniform, is kind of already stuff that I have on me, or at least in my vehicle, I'd say 90 to 95% of the time. So I'm not really too sure what I can do differently. This system has been working for me, but let me know in the comments down below what you do. Also, be sure to check out the range bag video. Be sure to check out my EDC bag video. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys in the next one.